interesting story. See, I'm also working on these actuators and rehabilitation kind of devices. And once I was surfing IIT Delhi labs online, that what work is going on in IIT Delhi. Then I came to know that applied mechanics, a lab in applied mechanics department at IIT Delhi is actually doing a good work in soft robotics and other robotic for rehabilitation. And Dr. Deepak Kumar was there. He was a postdoctoral fellow. I contacted him, and he gently accepted our request to deliver a lecture. So we are very grateful to Dr. Deepak. He is actually involved with the soft robotics. So before starting the session, I would like to briefly introduce Dr. Deepak Kumar. Dr. Deepak Kumar is an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at MANIT Bhopal. Prior to joining MANIT Bhopal, he worked as postdoctoral fellow with a research group on biomechanics and soft machines at Applied Mechanics Department of IIT Delhi. He also worked as a research associate at SRIC IIT Kharagpur. Dr. Deepak Kumar received his PhD in mechanical engineering from IIT Patna with the specialization in continuum mechanics in 2019. His main research areas include soft materials, mechanics, elasticity, electromagnetorology. Dr. Deepak Kumar is highly motivated, a dynamic scholar because he's quite young and he received a PhD recently. But he had done work as a postdoctoral fellow in different IITs on soft mechanics. I mean soft actuators especially. He regularly writes and review articles for different reputed international journals. He is the recipient of AMIE Fellow Award in 2018 from the premier organization, that is Institution of Engineers India, incorporated by Royal Chapter 1935. He is currently the president of IIC MANIT chapter, that is MOE Innovation Cell, Government of India. And apart from the other responsibilities, he is actively doing research in soft robotics, soft materials, and soft material mechanics and other related areas. So I hope that this talk is going to be very interesting, and we will please try to interact with Dr. Deepak Kumar if you are interested in soft soft actuators. So with this brief introduction, I would like to call Dr. Deepak Kumar to please continue.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving me a nice introduction. So, very good afternoon, very good morning to all of the students and my uh, colleagues, of faculty members of IIIT Kota. I would like to thank you all for inviting me for this talk. I'm really appreciated for that. So, basically, as sir has introduced me, that specifically I'm working on the mechanics part of the soft material and soft actuators made of by which soft materials. So basically, we will actually in overall the talk, as we can see that we have two sessions. So in the first session, we will just have a look on the introduction part. So we will actually try to learn what are the actuators and how we can define and what are the different type of soft materials we can utilize in order to actually design the soft actuators. And in the similar session, we will also have a look how we can actually fabricate these type of soft actuators. Okay, so and the second section, okay, so we will try to learn how the mechanics part actually involves actually in this soft actuator designing. Okay, so actually this is a very broad area. So in two sessions, it is very difficult to actually cover all the things, but I'll try my best. So most of the part we will try to cover it. So I hope so. You will enjoy this actually session. So try to interact and try to learn all the things. And whenever you want to actually want to clear any doubt, so anytime you can interrupt me. So we will clear the doubt, because whenever actually you will not understand anywhere. So I think it will very difficult to you that. To go next level. Okay, so anytime, so I don't mind, so anytime you can interrupt me, and so we will actually I would like to have interactive session, so we can enjoy together. Okay, so I think we have to start. Okay, so as we can see that in the slide. Okay, so in the first section, the topic of my talk is mechanics of soft actuators. So an intro. So basically, as we have discussed that in this first session, we will try to learn what is the soft actuator. Introductory session, we will try to cover it. Okay, so I hope so. Through this webinar, everybody will actually will end up of the learning, which we have actually categorized into three categories. Okay, so the first one is to know what is a soft actuator and what are the smart material used in soft robotics. Okay, so we will. I hope so. Everybody will understand this by the end of this webinar. And the second part is be able to fabricate or design a basic dielectric material based soft actuator. So basically, dielectric is nothing but the smart material. Okay, so or we can say that smart soft rubber. Okay, so through which we can design so many good actuators, or so many actually actuator that have a very uh, interdisciplinary property. So at the last, in the third part, so we will try to understand how we can develop or how we can construct analytical models. So basically, we will try to understand what is the mechanics, what is the how we can develop the models for the soft actuators. And for the specifically before the making soft actuator, we have to understand the mechanics behind the materials, what actually we are using in order to make the soft actuators. So these are the parts we will try to cover it in the complete seminar, and I hope so everybody will have a fundamental understanding about this topic after this end of the seminar. So let us try to start our uh, first topic, introductory part. So we will try to understand what is soft actuator and what are the smart materials we can utilize in order to make the soft robotics. So first, before we start, we have to understand what is actually soft robotics. So robotics word actually have we have all heard it, but soft robotics, how we can actually segregate from the robotics. So basically, as you can see that there is a smart bird is connected here, soft. So why soft? Actually, we are actually putting a more uh, uh, actually more pressure on it. So basically, as we can see that in all of the nature, we can see that in our day-to-day daily life, or whatever the robotics or whatever the nature we are seeing in our real life. So that is really motivated by soft materials. As we can see that our actually whatever the body parts we are having, not only made from the hard materials. We have so many muscles, so many tissues, and so many things involved inside our body. So basically, inspired from the nature, this soft word has came. So basically, we are recent time we are trying to actually explore a special area of robotics that we called it as a soft robotics. So we are actually separating a field of robotics through which introducing the word softness in the material. Okay, so basically, actually till now, what we are making in case of robotics part, we are utilizing so many hard materials. So we are involving metals, we are involving plastics, and so many other type of hard material based robotics. So here anyhow there is a limitation. Okay, so basically what the limitation we can face? So yeah, in roughly sense we can say that whenever actually we want to harder our robotics, suppose we anytime our hard material based robotics impact anything, so maybe if it is made of hard material, it can easily damage. But if we can replace it with the soft material uh, based robotics, so basically it can we can anyhow actually remove the fracture, or we can anyhow handle the damage of the robotics, which initially we have from the hard material based robotics. So okay, so I hope so everybody have actually understand what is soft robotics and what is the importance of the soft robotics. So and let us try to understand uh, history perspective of the what are the major technological revolution in our actually technological scenario. So let us try to understand it, and we will try to connect what actually we are going to study. So if we are talking about the technological revolution uh, from the historical perspective, so we can actually categorize our revolution in three categories. So as we can see that these are the general categorization. We can say that about the human revolution. So the first revolution we have categorized in terms of the industrial revolution. So basically, this industrial revolution was happened in general in between 1760 to 1840. So many inventions was happened. So it includes automation, mass production, and rapid transportation. So you can see that in the picture also. In that time, uh, so many engines has been invented. So like you can say that the rail engine and so many different type of engines was invented, steam engine like that. So basically, we have actually categorized it as a industrial revolution. So now, if we are coming into the second revolution, which was actually in generally term, it was happened in between 1940 to 2010. So again, we can see that in the picture, so many actually information technology has came. So we have invented computers, we have invented the mobile phones, laptop, we have invented the tab, and so many things related to information technology. So these type of information revolution was happened. Our most important invention was internet, because without internet we cannot think the laptop. How the laptop can be utilized if we don't have any internet? We cannot think the laptop utilization without internet. Okay, so internet, free flow of information, data transportation, data and intelligence use of data. How we can utilize smart sense the data. So basically, this type of information revolution we have put it in the information revolution. Here you can see that the smartness has been started into the machines. So we have introduced the smart word into the machine. We have thought how the machine can be utilized in a smart way. Now coming to the third most important revolution, which currently we are also going on. So that is termed as the intelligence revolution, which has been started since from 2010, and it is also currently going. So here, what are the new invention was happened? Here we can see that I have taken actually so many images, so that it has been copyrighted. So although you can see that so many pictures here, okay. So here you can see that intelligent machine has been actually invented. Intelligent machine means automatically we will say that yes, robotics. So robotics actually you can say that involves the smartness in the machine. So basically as so a smart machine can be we can term it as a robot. So and robot not only actually looks like a human, but we will actually the main objective of the robotics is to actually develop a particular robot which can actually do the task just like our human being. That is the ultimate aim of the robotics. But not only that, we are also inventing or we are also designing so many different type of machines that is also be termed as a robot, smart robot. In general term, we can define it. So here, in this revolution, we have invented a very, very advanced robots, just like see the human beings. You can see that in the image, there is a particular picture of a lady. So this is a, you can say that robotic lady. Already she got the even the personal identity in the US. She is a citizen of US. Not only, sorry, not you can say that. Made by God. It is made by a scientist. Okay, so here we can see that how the technology has been actually advanced. Okay, so we are still trying to further advancement, but still we have got a lot of things from the science. So as a science student, as a technologist, as a, you can say that scientist, it's our duty. Always we have to learn the things. We have to actually we have to make ourselves as a eagerness to advance the whatever that we are having existing the ideas, and whatever we are having the existing machine. Always we have to try to make further advancement we have to introduce in the existing machine as well. Okay, so these are the revolution was happened in the technological, if we are talking about the historical process. So now let us try to understand, as we have already seen what are the different inventions was happened, and we have also seen the introduction about the soft robotics, how it has been came in the scenario from the robotics actually field. So the first question came into our mind that okay, that's fine. We have understood what is soft robotics, but in order to make the robotics, we first have to understand what are the different type of materials we can utilize to make the soft robotics. As we can see that initially, if we are talking about the conventional type of robotic part or robotics, we have utilized so many type of hard materials like metal, mostly as we have seen. So we are currently utilizing the conventional type of robotics, specifically the metals. So, but we have to think, if we are looking forward to the soft robotic part, we first have to look what are the different type of soft materials we can utilize in order to design the soft robot. So first, before going into detail, let us try to differentiate the hardness versus softness, as we have already seen, but still we are going to revisit the things. So you can see that in the picture, very, a very simple sense we can have understand, we can have in our mind that how the importance of softness came into our life. So here you can see that in the image, in the left side, we have a very, conventional type of robotics image, robot image. So think about that. Suppose we have a child uh, and we want to purchase a simple toy for him. So as a just a beginner, or as a just a very small thought, suppose how we will actually prioritize the material of the toy. Of course, it's a very, small baby, so he cannot interact with the hard material based toy. So it's our priority that always we will think about the soft material based toy. So he cannot actually involve in damage or something. It cannot, means the toy cannot harm the baby. So here we have got a simple motivation that, of course, the softness plays a major role whenever we are interacting with anything, interacting with the machine or something toy. Just we have taken a very, very simple example. So here the word, one word has came, human interaction. So if you are really giving the importance for the human interaction, then the actually involving the human interaction with the conventional type of robots here, we will anyhow the priorities, in the priorities actually we are actually compromising the here the damaged thing. We cannot directly interact with the conventional type of robotics very safe sense. So that is how we are shifting from the conventional type of robotics to the soft material based robotics, or we will call it as soft robotics. So there are so many applications that we can design so many actually human parts also. We can see that in the image. We can design the muscle of any human-like robot part. We cannot design from the conventional hard material. We cannot design the muscle specifically from the metal. So ultimately, we have to think about the soft material. And also sometimes when we actually we have to look about the designing of legs or something like that. So we cannot think the conventional material based leg designing. So we have to think about the soft materials. So if we are talking about the differences, so ultimately in case of hard material, predominantly users hard materials, modular design poses danger when interacting with humans. So here human interaction becomes difficult. But in case of soft robotics, human interaction very easily we can have. So no problem interacting with humans in case of soft material based robots. So now it's okay. We have understand the importance about the softness in our human interaction perspective. So let us try to understand what it exactly how we can define the smart material or soft material through which we can design so many different type of soft actuators. So in a very simple sense, we can define here, we can see that in the picture that suppose we can design so many configurations. Okay, so first we will design very small type of configuration in order to design the soft actuators. So uh, you can see that there is a particular image of looks like very plate type of configuration. Okay, so actually it is made of soft materials. So soft material, you can say that is smart soft materials. So let me try to introduce the definition of the smart materials. It will looks like rubber, but it is not exactly a simple rubber. You can say that it's a small rubber. Why we are introducing here the smartness before the actually the word rubber? So basically the reason behind it is that whenever we are actually applying the uh, voltage or any, you can say that electric field or magnetic field, it can also respond not only from the mechanical loading. Means simple rubber can respond you only when you apply the mechanical loading, or when we will actually compress or extend, we will apply the mechanical force. But in case of smart rubber, if we are talking about, it can also respond you when you will apply the voltage. Sometimes when you apply the magnetic field, it can easily respond. So that is why we are actually introducing an adjective before the word rubber. So we will call it as a smart rubber. So basically how we can define the definition about our smart rubber or smart soft materials. So we have a very simple definition that a particular type of materials that change their elastic behavior with an application of electromagnetic field. Why electromagnetic field? Either we can apply the electric field, either we can apply the magnetic field, or we can also apply both together. So it will respond you. So that is why we have defined this smart rubber, or sometimes in technological perspective, we will call it as a electromagnetoelastic material. So as why the elastic already term introduced here, because softness, whatever the soft material we are having, of course they have a very natural property, elasticity. So elasticity, as we have actually, I hope so, everybody knows the material property which we have already seen in our higher secondary level, the definition. So elasticity is nothing but whenever we are applying the load into the rubber or into the soft material. So, and after loading, when we remove the loading, it will try to actually get its original position. So basically, through which, by virtue of this property, it is actually getting its original position. That property called it as a elasticity. And okay, that's fine. So the question came, okay, fine, we have understood the definition and about the smart materials. Why we are utilizing it? So as we have already seen, so many human interaction involves. That is why we are motivated to use it. And in addition to that, it is having so many positive properties like light in weight, smoother in application, and most important, it is safe. So the next question come into mind. Okay, fine, we have understood the definition that okay, how we can define the smart rubber, but the question came, how we can fabricate these type of smart rubber? Is it available through nature? The answer is not available easily from the nature. But rubber, simple rubber, you can actually have, you can actually get from the nature easily. Suppose a very a small natural rubber, so it can be, it can easily we can get from the tree, from the nature. But smart rubber, we have to manufacture, we have to fabricate. So the question came, how we can actually fabricate these type of rubber. So we are not going into detail, but a very simple sense we can understand. So as we can see that, as we have defined that definition about the smart rubber, that it can respond electric field as well as magnetic field. So how it can respond? Something is there. Okay, so how? So when we are fabricating these type of smart rubber, so basically what is there behind to respond the electric and magnetic field? These type of rubber is having some electroactive and magnetoactive particles, you can say that, inside it, by which virtue of they are actually responding whenever we are applying the electric or magnetic field. So basically, so how we can manufacture? Just by, you can say that, introducing the electroactive and magnetoactive particles into the polymer matrix whenever we are actually fabricating, or whenever we are actually making or manufacturing these type of rubber. So many mechanisms are there. We are not discussing about that. Even I also don't know, because I'm not expertise from the material background. So basically, whenever the material scientists, they are actually fabricating the rubber, so we have to make collaboration with them and say to them, please include the electroactive magnetoactive particles, whatever the, whenever they are making the they are fabricating the rubber, so we can get the smart rubber. Okay, so we have understood through this slide that what is exactly the smart material. We can utilize these type of smart material in order to make the software. And one thing also, uh, as we can see that they are very, safe uh, whenever we are interacting with the uh, uh, human beings. So basically here we will also introduce a new term, green. So one thing also, uh, these type of actuators having smartness. Why smartness? Because ultimately we are enhancing, or we are actually introducing a, we are increasing the control inputs, or controlling, actually we are introducing the controlling sense. Why? The conventional type of robot can only respond the mechanical force, or sometimes in very rough sense we can say it. But in the soft robotics part, we can also enhance, we can also increase the controlling power, not only from the mechanical perspective. We are also introducing electric input, or sometimes magnetic field input also. through which we can also control the robots. That's why we are introducing these type of robots, the smart robots, or we will also call it as a green robots. So that is why ultimately we will call it as soft, intelligent, and green robots. Whatever we are thinking about the soft material based robot. So if we are talking about the smart materials, let us try to understand, let us try to basically think how we can actually purchase it. So as we have seen from the previous slide that, okay, smart materials are the nothing, are the material, they can respond electric field as well as the magnetic field. So these type of smart material, they are having electroactive particles as well as magnetic particles. But uh, there is a very simple availability we are having a special type of smart material that can only respond the mechanical as well as the electric field. It will not actually respond the magnetic field. We can think that yes, it is not having the magnetoactive particles into the rubber matrix. So it can only respond the voltage, electrical voltage, or sometimes we will call it as a electric field, or of course mechanical field. It can also respond. So there is a very simple availability. We can also get it from the Flipkart. We can easily order it. So that is in general sense we will call it as a dielectric material. So dielectric material is a smart rubber that can easily respond mechanical as well as electrical voltage whenever we will actually actually involve it. So the technical name of this dielectric material, we will call it as a 3M BHP 4910 tape. It looks like that a simple cello tape, double-sided tape. We have seen so many double-sided tape. As it is looking. So here you can see that picture. It is easily available from the Flipkart website. So how these type of smart material we can utilize in order to make the soft robotics. So first we will try to understand the configuration, fundamental configuration. Suppose how it has been utilized. So let us try to discuss that one. So you can see that in the right side image, we have made simple configuration through this BHB material or dielectric material. So this dielectric word, it's not new to you. We have heard it also in our higher secondary level. So when we are actually covering the topic capacitance. So therein we have learned that, okay, we have two, plates. Inside that we are putting some dielectric, and we are studying about that configuration when we are applying the voltage through this plates. So in the similar sense, we've also configured our system here. You can see that we have designed a simple plate type of configuration through this dielectric material. You can see that looks like, white in color. But whenever we are actually try to connect with the source of voltage, we have to do something extra in a buffer. So what is required, we cannot directly actually connect this type of dielectric material to the voltage source. So before connecting, we have to actually make some coating made of carbon grease. So here is a one new word is coming, carbon grease. So carbon grease is a type of you can say that looks like grease as the name is itself there, grease. So what we will do, we will actually try to make some layering in the upper part as well as the lower part of this plate type of configuration. Okay, fine, we have made it. And what we will do, we will actually make some copper tape. Actually, some, we will also have a look practical sense. Just initially, currently, I'm just going to explain, but we will also have a practical sense look. Okay, maybe further slide. Okay, so what we are after doing this making coating, we will actually put the carbon copper tape connection, and through the copper tape connection, we will actually connect voltage source. So when we are applying the or we can say that when we are switching on the voltage source, so ultimately we are applying the voltage into this configuration. So what will happen? Let us try to think what is going on in this configuration. So when we have switched on the voltage, then what will happen? The charge will accumulate in this surfaces. You can say that upper surfaces as well as the lower surfaces, plus charge as well as the minus charge. Okay, so through this charge accumulation, the capacitance, because you can see that this configuration actually similarly looks like capacitor. What will happen? The capacitance of this configuration will actually change when we will apply the voltage. So why this mechanism? Ultimately, what will happen? So it will experience one, you can say that the compressive force. See, we have not applied the force, but it is going to experience. Okay, so you can actually think that there is a pseudo force is acting, which is actually compressing this configuration in the direction of thickness. So what will happen when we will apply the voltage? So this thickness get reduced. You can see that in the right side picture also. So the first configuration without applying the voltage, and second configuration is having when we have applied the electrical voltage. So you can see that the thickness gets reduced and the cross section area in other dimensions are get actually have got increased. So ultimately, there is a one force is activating that is called it as that is called Maxwell force. Ultimately, something pseudo force is activating through which we are actually getting the thickness reduction. So that is called it as a Maxwell force. Ultimately, it is going to respond you when you are applying the electrical voltage. That is why we will call it as a smart rubber. Suppose we have made this configuration by using the simple rubber, these type of configurational change, or you can say that the shape change, we cannot observe. So we can observe this configurational change or shape change only in case of dielectric material, because they can only respond you when you will apply the electrical voltage. The simple rubber cannot actually respond you. So this is one of the configuration, very simple configuration, plate type of configuration. And also we can design a different type of other configuration like cylindrical actuation. Cylindrical actuator. Uh, uh, Sometimes because whenever we are trying to design a muscle for the robotic, robot parts. So how we can design it? This is the simple. You can say that steps. What you have to do? You have to take this BHP and make it roll through some PVP pipe you can utilize in order to make the rolling. Again, see, we have to make coating from the carbon grease, because when you will not apply the carbon coating, it will not actually, you cannot actually make the proper connection uh, for the voltage applying. So it is necessary to make the carbon coating, and through this carbon coating you have to connect the copper tape, and through that copper tape you can make a simple connection through which you can apply the electrical voltage. You can connect some battery or something power supply, and through the supplying you will get a shape change effect, just like in muscle also. Whenever actually we are keeping our hand up and down, our muscle actually get change the shape. So that type of shape change effect you can also mimic from these type of soft actuator. See, here you can understand the importance. You cannot get this type of shape change configurations whenever you are utilizing the metallic part. So you cannot design these type of muscle actuator by utilizing the hard material.
Sir, one small doubt, sir. Why you are rolling that in the diagram, the D1? So why we are rolling that?
Okay. Okay. So basically, actually, suppose we want to make the muscle. So this is a very, standard procedure by which we are making. So how then, if we are not making rolling, then what are the different possibility? Can you suggest me how we will design a simple type of muscle actuator?
Sir, the elastomers that you are saying is inside that VHB, that acrylic foam, or how the design was there, sir, in the D diagram?
Okay.
So we are placing that acrylic one, and beneath that, in the first diagram you showed, like the electrode, beneath the electrode you have the elastomer, but in the diagram D, where is the elastomer, sir? Like,
Okay. In this diagram, second one.
so the first one, the voltage of
Okay. Yeah,
electrode
yeah, yeah.
elastomer was there.
Whatever you are seeing here, the yeah, white color things, it is actually made of this elastomer, PHP. This white color, you
Yes,
can
sir.
see that. So this is an
Yes.
elastomer. And in this elastomer, we have made coating from the carbon grease upper side as well as the lower side. Okay. And then we have made the connection. We are supplying the voltage. Okay. So whenever we are switching on this voltage, you can see that this thickness gets reduced, right?
Okay, sir. Sir, this orange color one is the elastomer.
Yeah, of course. This you can
Okay,
say
okay.
that the electroactive polymer, or sometimes you can say that smart elastomer, not the simple elastomer. Okay. Simple
Okay. Okay.
elastomer means they cannot actually respond the electrical voltage. Okay, loading.
Sir, the elastomer we can take it like a silicon as well, sir.
Yes. Yeah, silicon is a very simple elastomer. Silicon can
Uh,
respond to electrical voltage in very, very small sense. You cannot observe even, the deformation. Silicon can also gives you the electrical voltage, but silicon is having very less tendency to actually accumulate the charge. Okay, so that is
oh,
why we are utilizing this special type of dielectric elastomer. Okay, that is,
okay, sir. Okay.
it will give you very, you can easily observe the deformation when you will apply the voltage. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
by using the silicon type of elastomer, you can make the soft robots, but there is no possibility to introduce the electrical control. Okay, we will also have a
Okay.
look different type of actuator. We will also design through silicon elastomer, but we have restricted ourselves. We can apply only the mechanical control. Means we will apply some, pressure. Through this pressure control, we will have some actuation. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
so I think what was your question, that why we are rolling it here? Okay, so we don't have any other possibility to make this type of muscle actuator. So easily there is a, very simple type of thought for came in our mind that, okay, let us try to make rolling, and then by rolling it we can have a cylindrical type of configuration, because our muscle also looks like cylindrical in shape. That is why we have rolled it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
See,
Thank you.
this is not one of the configuration. This is I'm talking about this one of the possibility. There may be other possibility also. You can invent, no problem. So always addition always should be recommended. Okay. So if you have another method, you can apply it. You can design the muscle actuator. That will be maybe your novel work. Okay. Okay, fine. So we have understood that this is a very simply available, that we can easily get from our market. You can also order it from Flipkart. Very, not so much price. I have not seen at that time, maybe 299, maybe at that time 27%, discount is there. So at a particular dates, maybe I don't know this time what is the cost, but not so much, costly. Easily you can get from the market. Okay, so we have understood about the availability of the dielectric material, and we have also understood how the simple type of configuration we can make it through this dielectric material. And let us try to understand other configurations and and also understand the definition, how we have defined the actuator. So very simple definition for defining the actuator we are having. Of course, we already know the definition, but in a very simple sense, how we can define it. So basically, in simple term, ultimately the actuator, ultimate objective of designing an actuator is that we are ultimately trying to get some, actuation by applying some voltage. Oh, sorry, by applying some anything control of the inputs. Ultimately, we want to output as an actuation. So ultimately, we can define it as a actuator is nothing but the primary mover. So mover means the output we are getting in terms of actuation, deformation. How we can define the moving something means it is going to deform, it is changing the shape. Okay, so it requires some energy whenever we are actually we are interested to get the deformation, or whenever we are interested to get the motion as an output. So for that one, we have to apply some input energy through which it will gives you. Okay, so whatever the system, it will provide you the output as a motion, and it requires some input energy. That system is known as the actuator. Okay, so ultimately actuator is a system through which we can apply input as an maybe electrical, maybe mechanical, maybe magnetic, maybe optical, whatever type of input you can apply into the system, but the output must be restricted in the form of motion, in the form of mechanical actuation. So that system we can define as a actuator. Why we will call it as soft actuators? Of course, we are utilizing our system as a soft system. We are making it as a by using the soft materials. That is why we will call it as a soft actuator. You can also design simple actuator, even making the hard material based whatever. So let us try some configuration to understand, get the feeling about the actuator. So very simple type of actuator you can design through these smart materials. We have already got the feeling about the dielectric material. So let us try to understand the first one. Okay. Suppose we have taken a simple BHP material or dielectric material, and we have made it as a plate type of configuration, as we have already seen in the previous slide also. And we have actually coated the carbon grease. Okay, and like that we have made the connection, okay, through some power supply. And what we have done, we have connected one spring with this dielectric material. And okay, so how what are the actuation we can get? So we can observe it, we can easily design it in our lab also. So whenever you will apply some voltage here, so what will happen? Of course, we have seen that the Maxwell force will activate it. This Maxwell type of pseudo force will activate it whenever you are applying the voltage. So it will get reduced, as means thickness get reduced. So what will happen? If the thickness get reduced, actually you can actually you can see that the width or other dimension get actually increases. So when other dimension get increases, ultimately you can observe the spring change. So spring get deformed. Okay, so ultimately you will actually you are getting the actuation. So this is a very simple type of actuator you can design in your lab. So this is the output through which you can get the actuation. So this type of actuation you can utilize whenever you require in any system. Okay, this is one of the example, and this is one of the again simple example of muscle actuator. Okay, so here we have seen that we will try to learn what is happening here. So see how we have designed. same procedure we have what we have seen in the previous slide. We have made the rolling of the dielectric material. We have coated through the carbon grease, and anyhow we have made some electrical connection. You can see that in the picture as well. Okay, so we are using the crocodile pin, and we are actually putting the crocodile pin into the layered part of the geometry. So in the first diagram, we have not applied the voltage, means zero voltage condition. So here what we have to actually, you have to take some dimensioning. Okay, so you can connect some scale. So through which easily you will get the, what is the initial dimension. Okay, fine. Zero voltage condition. Now what you have done, you have opened the voltage source, and you are having, suppose you have applied the 4000 volt, 4 kV voltage. And also suppose you have made some made some arrangement that you will also apply the pressure in this configuration. It looks like cylindrical shape. Okay, so you can apply the voltage as well as the pressure you can also apply. Okay, so you have made some arrangement for supplying the pressure as well. Okay, so this is the actuated state. Okay, you have applied the voltage and you have also applied the pressure, suppose 10 kPa. So again you can see that there is shape change effect. Okay, so now you can measure it. Suppose, so initially it was in like approximately 3. Okay, but now it means it is extending something. Okay, so this is the actuation stage. So whenever you will actually switch off the voltage, so again it will get its original position. Okay, so ultimately whenever you will apply some cyclic loading of electrical voltage as well as the mechanical pressure, so muscle type of configurational change you can from this designing of the muscle actually. And why, and here one thing additionally in the configuration I have taken, actually they have involved this nylon braiding. Okay, so for making the proper, you can say that the actuation, we can also utilize the braiding. Braiding means something you are making, means you are putting the nylon threading, and here you can see that some nylon threading is there. So this is called braiding. In order to make the proper actuation, we can utilize this. Okay, so this is the second example. You can design the muscle actuator for the humanoid robot. Okay, see, we cannot design this bearable type of robotics for human because it involves electrical inputs. Okay, so whenever we are trying to design for the human being, we will try to avoid the electrical input. We will try only the mechanical pressure. Okay, but in case of humanoid robot designing, we can utilize because they can bear easily the high voltage. Sometimes some uh, event might happen. Again, they can bear it, no problem. Let us try to think about another example. So here you can see that just like I'm talking about that, if you are interested to design some bearable things, so you can utilize these soft material based robotic component, or you can design the, you can see that the finger type of things. Okay, so one gloves has been designed by using the even BHP as well as the, mostly for designing such type of things we are utilizing the liquid silicon. Okay, we will have some video okay later on, so you will understand the things more clearly. Okay, so we will design soft material based finger, and we will connect with some gloves. So why we are designing it? Suppose we have a situation that a particular disabled person is not capable to hang, you can say that, glass of water. So in that case, we can actually put this gloves in his hand, and we can apply some mechanical pressure. So by which we can provide particular strength or particular power by which he can easily handle the glass of water. Okay, so these type of simple project in BTech project can be you can design in your lab. Now coming to the next example, here you can see that very simple type of you can say that robot or a smart soft robot, or we can say that mostly these type of soft robotics are uh, in current design. We are thinking about the these type of road where we have to utilize. So mostly actually in the NASA they are the people they are thinking to use in the space application. So suppose these type of robots we can send it to Mars, and whenever, because in the Mars or whenever we don't know about the condition of the roughness, you can say that the surface condition we don't know anytime hurdle is coming. So in that case easily these type of snacks or you can say that the insect type of robot made of soft material we can utilize, because uh, if the sudden hurdle will come, the conventional based robot may get deformed, okay, may get damaged. But in case of soft robots, that damage can be controlled. So okay, so these type of robots can be utilized in space applications. And last example, you can see that in the picture that it is a muscle actuator. Okay, so here we this type of actuator we have designed in our IIT Delhi lab. It was designed by our group, and also I have participated in this designing, and we have also published one paper by designing it. So this is a McEwen muscle actuator. Here initially it was only designed for the mechanical pressure actuation. Only means they have utilized a simple type of rubber and they have braided it. Why the braiding we have put it? Of course, to make the proper configurational changes. We have provide the braiding. Braiding also involves some controlling things. So we cannot actually discuss very little time. Okay, so ultimately we can for the simple thing understanding level, you can understand braiding provides a proper connection, sorry, proper configurational change. So initially this type of muscle actuator is called it as a McEwen muscle actuator. So they have not in actually they are applying the pressure, and through this pressure actuation they are getting the muscle type of configurational change. But what we have done the new thing, we have included the electrical actuation as well. So the question came, why we have put it the electrical actuation? So what are the major, what are the importance we are introducing by introducing the electrical actuation? The answer is that whenever we require very fine tuning, very small type of configuration change whenever we require, so that cannot be controlled if we are putting pressure into the actuator, into the muscle actuator. Okay, so because pressure sensor or sorry pressure input is having limitation in order to get some small type of actuation, means we can actually reduce the scale of the pressure actuation, but it require very small fine tuning. In that case it may have some limitations. So in that case we can utilize the electrical type of input here. So what we have done, we have included mechanical as well as the electrical control for getting the actuation through this McEwen muscle type of actuation. What we will call it as an electropneumatic muscle actuator. Means it is having
So, what is that McKibben muscle made of? The material
okay,
which is used for.
material in case of McEwen muscle designing, you can utilize simple rubber. So what you can see that in this image, inside it is having cylindrical type of small rubber based cylinder. Okay, and inside that means upper side we have put it some braiding. means you can see that, you can think like that, in bathroom pipes you have seen some braiding type of things. So we have put it the braiding. Okay, so in case of simple muscle actuator, sorry, McEwen actuator, you can utilize simple type of rubber. But in order to make the electropneumatic muscle actuator, you have to use dielectric material. Okay, I hope so it is clear to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whenever we are trying to design a simple muscle actuator, McEwen muscle actuator, what are the things required? You require simple rubber-based cylinder. You have to put the nylon braiding, and here you can see that we have put some caps, and one cap is fixed. One side it is fixed, and another side we have connected some pressure. Applying some cable. Okay, through this cable we are putting some pressure. Okay, so whenever you will apply some pressure, so you will get the configuration change, just like muscle, we are getting the configuration change. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Here are also we can see some another type of example. Again, see here you can see that silicon type of rubber we have utilized. Okay, so in order to make simple actuator, we are not actually interested to include the electrical input. If we are not interested, then we can make it a simple different type of configuration by using the silicon based rubber. Okay, it is available in the form of liquid. Okay, so we will have a look through some video how we can made it, how we
Sir,
can actually fabricate.
sir, a small doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, in all the soft grippers and everything, what I have seen, so there was a fin type of arrangement that was being provided as it is in the first diagram. So,
Yes, yes.
why is it so, sir? What is the reason
What?
for?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Some noise is
Uh,
coming.
Sure, in all the soft grippers and everything, there was a fin type of arrangement. So in your
Yes.
first diagram in that blue color, so
Mm-hmm.
like a hand, there was some fin type of arrangement was
Mm-hmm.
being given. Sir. So what is the reason we are giving that fin
Okay.
type of arrangement?
Okay. Actually, if we are putting a simple, you can say that cylindrical type of thing, and we cannot, if we are not providing this type of, you can say that thin type of configuration. So what will happen when we will apply some pressure? Okay. So this, you can say that whatever the natural bending we are getting in our fingers, we cannot achieve it. Okay, so that you can say that that is the requirement in order to make the bending. Okay, because when you will apply the pressure, so these fin will get it will actually soil it. Okay, then by soiling it, for each type of fins, we'll try to bend it just like in our fingering. Okay, so that is
So is it
necessary.
possible to calculate that bending angles also, sir?
Yeah,
That
of
is,
course. It is there. Okay, we can have the calculation about the bending, how much bending it has been actually it has been introduced by applying some pressure. Okay, so even it can be simulated through the abacus. Okay, so these type of work already you can find it in the literature. Okay.
sir, any sensor can be used to find the bending angles, sir?
Of course, you can utilize the sensor as well, but easily for these type of mechanical, calculation, you can simulate or you can also whatever you want, you can make it at is your own interest. Okay, you can utilize the sensor also. Okay, but easily by not only just by simulating the things. If you are well providing all the material properties, and if you are supplying the pressure, and easily it has been calculated through simulation. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and here you can see that whatever here one of the example of the McEwen muscle actuator. Okay, so you can design a humanoid type of robot and you can fix it just like we are having the muscle. Okay, so this is the McEwen muscle actuator. Okay, so whenever you will supply the pressure, you can see that it will get inflated, and through this inflation, it will get contracted just like whenever we are lifting our hand in our upper side. Okay, so it is going to contract and it will inflate. Our muscle also get inflated. Okay, so that type of means whatever the things we are observing in our body, that has been mimicked in the form of soft actuator designing. Okay, and again, this is a you can say that insect type of soft robot that has been utilized mostly in case of space application on and also whenever we okay. And also one thing I want to introduce here, one limitation we are having whenever we are designing dielectric material based actuator. So that is called instability. So what is it? We will try to understand through this slide. So here let's revisit the simple configuration. Okay. So as we have seen in the previous slide as well, this is a simple type of plate configuration. Dielectric material means BHP material or dielectric material. We have put it the carbon grease electrode. Okay, and we have made some connection. So when we will apply the voltage, the thickness get reduced and other dimension get increases. Okay, okay, fine, that is okay. That is the simple observation by designing a simple electrical actuator. Okay, fine. Here you can say that the actual images, it is a you can say that uh, circular type of shape, looks like plate, but we have made the circular disc. Okay, we have applied the connection. Here you can see that red and black. Okay. So we have here you can see that we have to make the connection through the copper tape. Here you can see that there is a particular layer, okay, of carbon grease, and this carbon grease layer has been actually connected through the copper tape. Okay, and through this copper tape we have made the connection of the power supply. Okay, okay, fine, that is okay. One thing actually means limitation we can find. So whenever we will actually increase the voltage, okay, so we applied initially, let's say 1 kilovolt, then 2 kilovolt, then 3 kilovolt. Okay, whenever we will increase the voltage, so see in the image also. Okay, so this playing image can you can actually observe here how the actuation we can think, okay, through the designing of this dielectric material based soft actuator. But whenever we increase the voltage, okay, these type of wrinkling may come. Okay, means after a threshold value, when actually means whenever we will enhance a particular level of voltage, these type of wrinkling we can observe. Okay, and later on when we will further increase the voltage, this will break down. Okay, so ultimately this breakdown, in technical term we will call it as a dielectric breakdown. Means when there is a particular threshold. Okay, every system is having particular threshold. So whenever we will cross it, cross that threshold, it will get damaged or it will get breakdown. Okay, so before breakdown you can find the signal that yes, we are in the we are actually and we are in the near of the breakdown. Okay, so you have to control yourself, means you have to decrease the voltage, then you can actually save your system. Okay, so that type of instability or these type of wrinkling type of phenomena, we will call it here as instability. Okay, means system may get unstable at which particular state. Okay, so these type of wrinkling you can observe whenever you will apply the voltage very large sense. Okay, so this is this is a particular instability you can observe in the dielectric material based soft actuator. And now let us try to understand about the generator. See, till now we have understand the the actuators. So now let us have little bit understanding about the generator. Okay, so as I hope so everybody knows that generator are nothing but reverse of the actuator. Reverse means whatever the input we are having in case of actuator and whatever the output we are having in case of actuator, if we are reversing it, then that type of system becomes as a generator. Okay, so just like that, you can also design the generator as well by using the dielectric material. Okay, as we have seen, whenever we are designing the actuator, we are applying initially electrical voltage as an input, and the actuation means mechanical deformation. Actuation we are getting it as a output. But suppose we have reversed it. Okay, we have made the similar configuration, but now what we are doing, we are applying some pressure or we are applying some deformation. Okay, and means deformation we are applying as an input, and through this configurational change means some some system is having some property that uh, we have made some connection, and as an output we will get some electricity. Means but in the means it depends upon how we are actually taking as an input as an output, how we are storing it in the form of capacitor chain. Okay, so ultimately we will call it as a output we are getting as an electricity, and input we have applied as a mechanical pressure. Okay, or mechanical actuation or mechanical deformation, so we will call it as a generator. Okay, so on ultimately what we have done, we have reversed the input and output, and we have made the configuration as a generator. So here you can see that, so these type of configuration changes you can apply whenever you are interested to generate a very little amount of electricity. Okay, so somewhere you have actually listened the application by harvesting very small level of energy. You can say that that can be utilized in charging your mobile phones from the piezoelectric material. Okay, so piezoelectric material is having very little amount of energy you can store it. But if you are designing a similar system through the dielectric material, a little bit amount you can enhance for the energy harvesting. So the similar system you can design, okay, and you can put it in your shoe, okay, and you can have a very particular amount of energy you can harvest easily that has been utilized in your mobile charging. Okay, so let's have a very rough sense calculation how what is the level of energy we can harvest through this system designing. Okay, so suppose we are walking in the garden. Okay, and let us say we are having weightage, an average weight of human being, let's say 70 kg. Okay, so this is the mass not we have to say the weight. Okay, so we have to convert it for the weight calculation. So let's say in rough sense G10, let's take G as a 10. Okay, so ultimately uh, through our weight we can apply 700 Newton force. This is a small rough calculation. Okay, so we can apply such amount of pressure force, okay, into the system, and so we first have to convert it into energy. So what the level of input energy you are applying into the system. So let's have make the calculation about that. So let's say in rough sense, whenever we are walking in the garden, our step size. Okay, so let's say in a single second or in a 1 second, let's say we are covering 0.01 distance, 0.01 meter in a single step. Okay, just a rough calculation again I'm saying. Okay, so how much amount of input energy we can apply, uh, we already have easily available. Okay, so in rough sense we can say that yes, in the level of 7 joule we can apply. Okay, fine. But ultimately, every system is having some losses. Okay, so of course, whatever the system we are designing in our real world, it will not give you whatever the input you will provide as an output. So some losses will be there. Let's say, okay, some losses will be there, no problem. So what is the range you required whenever you want to charge your mobile phone? So that requires in the range of 2 watt to 5 watt. Okay, so this is the energy, and if you want to change it in the power, so easily mechanical power as an input, we can have made arrangement through walking 7 watt. Okay, or let's talk about some energy will be lost through something. Okay, so ultimately, anyhow, we can we can harvest this energy through this system as as in the form of electricity or something like that. In the range of 2 watt to 5 watt, at least we can convert it. Okay, so that type of system you can design again in your BTech level project as well. Okay, and also other application you may find that actually so many what we will call it as a agent or whatever security type of security persons, and what I'm not getting that word exactly. Okay, so they are using the some sensors they are putting inside their body, and that sensors require some power. Okay, so for that sensor, you can also actually apply this type of system in their shoe or something like that. So you can generate the power for gearing their power body sensor. Okay, so this is one of the example. So if you are talking about the next, another example. So very interesting example. You can also have in your college level project. Okay, so what we have to do, see, let us discuss very simple, interesting example. We want to harvest some energy, and that harvested energy we can actually utilize to ignite our toll light. Suppose we have made there is a particular toll. We have already seen so much toll in our life. Okay, so we want to ignite free of cost. We don't want to actually give the electricity bill for this igniting this traffic light or toll light. Okay, what we have to do? So as we can see that you have seen in the tolling places, we can put some tiles on that. Inside that tiles means smart tiles, you can say that. So we will arrange the tile system as a generator, means we can put some dielectric material based actually soft actuator designing, or what we will make some arrangement inside the tile, and we will place it into the road, onto the road. Okay, so in the toll places, we know so many vehicle will come. Okay, uh, okay, so that vehicle will have some pressure. They can apply some pressure into that tiles. So that pressure energy or whatever the mechanical energy we are having, okay, so that has been utilized or that has been harvested in the form of electricity. Okay, that can be utilized to ignite the full light, okay, or traffic light. Okay, so let's make a very rough calculation for that one. Okay, so let's take an average weight of a vehicle, let's say 2000 kg. One truck is having average weight, mass, sorry, 2000 kg. And let's take G as a 10. So what is the level of force? We can have 20 kilonewton per vehicle. Fine. So let's convert it in the form of how much mechanical energy we can make arrangement. So for making the arrangement, let's say vehicle is moving in the toll places 0.1 distance per second. Okay, so we can have 0.5 watt hour energy or 2 kilojoule. Okay, energy we can have in the form of we already have in our environment as a in the form of mechanical energy. Okay, so we have made some such arrangement to generate some electricity through this available energy. So let's say what is the calculation per day? This is per hour. Let's say about the, let's make the calculation the per day. So per day it is coming in the range of 3 kilowatt per hour. Okay, and what is the energy required to ignite the toll light? Mostly in the range of 0.1 kilowatt per hour per day. Suppose something we have lost the energy, means some system is not we have designed in a good sense, it is having some some losses. Okay, anyhow through this 3 kilowatt per hour per day, uh, anyhow we will get 0.1 kilowatt per hour easily. Okay, suppose it is having system is having not good efficient, we have not designed, at least 50% efficiency is there. Okay, or 20, 30, 40% efficiency there. At least it will come in the range of 0.1 kilowatt per day. Okay, so these type of projects you can design at your institute also. Okay, through this understanding about the generator type of configuration. Okay, so till now we have understood how the introductory part about the soft robotics, how we can design the actuators, how we can design even generators. Okay, so now let us understand. This is your you can see that the second part of the talk, that in this part we have to understand how we can fabricate the actuator. Okay, how we can construct. Okay, how we can fabricate, sorry, some lining I have made mistake. Okay, here we have to put the fabrication part. Modeling part in the next section we will try to cover it. So I'm talking about the constructing a fundamental type of dielectric material based actuator. Okay, so as we have discussed that initially we have made a simple plate type of configuration. Okay, so for that one, or let's say circular type of disc configuration, what are the things required? Suppose you want to design such type of actuators. Okay, so what are the essentials? Uh, the first essential is the dielectric material. So you can easily purchase from the market. Okay, BHB tape means BHB 4910 dielectric material, initial requirement. The second one is the acrylic sheet, because actually whenever you will design the actuator, you require some framing. Okay, so in that case you have to actually take the acrylic sheet. Okay, in the next slide you will understand how the framing has been made. Okay, and of course the third requirement is the carbon grease. So it is the carbon grease, you can see the picture. Okay, you will easily get ordered from the market. Okay, the cost is around 2200. Recently we have also purchased. Okay, so the current cost, the similar whatever I put it the image, uh, we have recently purchased, the cost is 2200 rupees for single piece. You can easily get from the market, and these are the properties, the fourth requirement. Okay, easily available, again you can easily get from the market. So BHB tape, acrylic sheet, carbon grease, copper tape. Fine, now let us try to understand, in addition to that, what are the other things required. Of course, so sometimes you have to cut the things to make some configuration. You require scissor, carbon swabs, because when you will put the electrode okay into the BHP material, so you don't have to baste your hand. Okay, so you can wear the gloves, or gloves also required. Okay, you can easily get from the medical shops. Okay, cotton shops to put the electrode in. Plastic cups required, because uh, after actually you will put the carbon grease into the plastic cup, then you will put the electrode into the dielectric material. Okay, fine. And to apply some voltage arrangement. Okay, so you require some voltage source. Okay, power supply. and also high voltage amplifier also required. Okay, so these are the tools required to design a DA based actuator. In short, dielectric material or dielectric, we will call it as a DE. Okay, fine. This we have suppose get arranged. So what are the steps? How we can actually design the simple, very simple type of cylindrical circular disc type of actuator. So the first one, you have to make this ring, circular type of ring. So the acrylic sheet, which I have told you. Okay, fine. This circular ring you have made, suppose, and the first step. Then what you have to do? You have to put the dielectric material onto it. Okay, so here you can see that in the diagram it is not showing because it is in on the white in color. Okay, so we have layered the dielectric material into this circular ring. Okay, and in that circular ring we have put it the carbon grease. Okay, here you can see that we have painted the active area of carbon grease. Okay, so we have put it the circular painting onto the dielectric material. Fine. And what you have to do? You have to connect the copper tape. Okay. So you will make some arrangement with the connection of the copper tape. So what you have to do? Again, you can extend the carbon coating uh, to the copper tape in upper layer as well as in the lower layer. Then what you have to do? You can apply the voltage source with making the connection with these copper tape. Then when you will apply the voltage, this will actuate. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how this actuation will takes place. Okay, so I'm just sharing one video. Please have a look and you will enjoy. Let me share it my screen. I have to change the sharing. I will reshare. Yeah. So in this video, you will find that how this actuator uh, we have designed. Okay. So most of the part I have discussed, but most of the clarity you will actually get from this video. So please have a look. Look, it is shared or not? Please confirm me. The video is shared to all.
Yeah, we can see the video, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. So please have a look. So whatever we discussed, you can find it as in practicality sense. So as we have seen that whenever we apply the voltage, so it will get deformed. The sound is also coming to you all. Please confirm me.
No, sir.
No,
We are
sir.
not able to hear
Sound is
any.
not.
No,
Sound
sir,
is not
it's
coming.
not audible.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. this area will get enhanced and thickness get reduced. Here you can see that whatever we have seen, how to perform the practicals. This is the BHB. This is the circular disc. We have put it the BHB. So these type of actuation you can design. See, these type of actuation, whenever you will actually increase the voltage, you will find some wrinkling, and after that it will break down. So many shapes you can design. Yeah, this is one of the example of flapping wings you can also design. Smart bird you can design. Some type of honing or some sounds you can observe when you apply the very higher frequency of voltage. Yeah. See, yeah, these type of funny project also you can design. Okay, so this video relates the designing of dielectric material based soft actuator. So now let's have a look when we are interested to design, acrylic, silicon based rubber. So before that, anybody is having any doubt in this video, you can ask me right now. Then we will have another video on how we can design the silicon based actuator. Anybody is having any doubt in this video?
Hello.
Yes.
So can we have the correct specification of this acrylic rubber?
Acrylic rubber. This is not acrylic rubber. Acrylic is the acrylic seed made of looks like plastic. Okay.
Okay.
So, PMA something easily you can find in the Google or
Okay.
we
Okay. Okay.
can have the correct specification. Yes. But acrylic sheet specification is not so much having effect actually in the designing of the actuator.
Acrylic
Mostly,
we are using acrylic only for cascading the.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just making the frame. But we have to really concern the properties of dielectric material that will directly affect your actuator. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
BHP mostly recommended only the one type of configuration we are having, BHP 4910, which we have already shown. Okay, and another one is BHP 4905. Okay, it has been mostly recommended actually dielectric material for designing of dielectric material based actuator. So we are having till now, whenever you will find any designed actuator, automatically you have to understand these are made by either BHP 4910 or BHP 4905. These are the most commonly used dielectric material. Okay, any other questions?
Can we use silicon sealant for as a dielectric?
Yeah, silicon, I think I have already told you that silicon we can use, but it is not having so much, power to give you so much large deformation. It is not having capability to store some charges on the surfaces. Okay, so the level of configuration or the range of the deformation, it is not having so much. Okay, so that is why silicon rubber mostly used just only for making the pneumatic type of, whenever we are applying some pressure, for that we will design, we will have for that one this another video. Okay, so silicon rubber we are utilizing for that, making simple mechanical actuator, not the electrical actuator. Okay, any other question?
Sir, regarding the voltage, sir.
Hello, sorry.
Regarding the voltage applied on dielectric, sir.
Uh-huh.
Voltage varies, means can it should it be some 4000? That
Yes.
is that the range, or
Yeah, let
is
me,
it?
yeah, I was coming in that point that see, in the dielectric material, you can say that it's a limitation that we have to apply in the range of kilovolt voltage, 1 kV, 2 kV, and it will gives you, larger deformation. But one, positive thing is that in dielectric material we can have very much large actuation, means in the form of 200 times 300 times you can get the actuation. Okay, means you can extend up to the level of 300 times, but still we are making actually people are trying to search so many this type of actuate means smart material, just like dielectric material, when for means when they require very large short amount of voltage application, 10 voltage in the form of 20 voltage, 100 voltage. But the major drawback is that other type of material like ionic polymer, conductive polymer, they are also looks like they're also having properties like dielectric material. The major drawback is that the one goodness is that they can respond to you within a 100 volt, but the actuation range or deformation range they can actually vary only very 10%, 20%. So that is the drawback. Okay, so still people are using dielectric material because 300 times we can get the deformation. So either you have to make, still people are actually searching another option, but currently we don't have another option. We can replace the dielectric material. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, or we have to see another video? Okay. No problem. If you are having, just ask, or after seeing this video, we can also have another question. Okay, session. Okay. So let's see this video. So in this video, now we are looking on. We are not looking the dielectric material based actuator. We are now looking the silicon based actuator. Okay. So please have a look how we can easily make it. So I hope so. If you are getting interested, so you can easily design these type of actuator at your own lab. These required not so much funding. Okay, so many funny type of project you can easily design in your small lab. Okay. So please have a look in this video. See, this is the soft, gripper we can design. This is the acrylic based soft actuator. Sorry, silicon based. We are applying the pressure only, not the electrical voltage. So how we can design? First, what we have to do, we have to make the mold. We can design through some software, die. Then we will actually pour it the silicon rubber. Then we will have the final product. Or you can use the 3D printing for designing the mold. This is the EcoFlex. You can see that silicon is coming in the form of liquid form, EcoFlex, and some adhesive is there. So you have to make 50-50 mixture. Yeah, they are pouring it into the mold. Here, our BTech students also designing so many, silicon-based actuator. They are designing a gripper. Currently, I don't have that video, so that I can show. Here, NIT Bhopal also. So many BTech students under me have designed these type of actuator. Yeah, we have to give some heat. Yeah. This is made of silicon rubber. We have to make the fin type of structure because we have to make some bending. We can also put this thing in sunlight also. Okay. So or either you can utilize oven. You can also apply heating through electric press. Some adhesive they are including color. You can also put These type of gripper you can design. Whenever actually in egg industry, we require some soft gripping. So in that case, you can design these type of soft gripper.
Sir, in these type of grippers,
Yes.
in this type of gripper, so how the air passage will be provided, sir?
How
Air
the
inlet and
air?
air outlet.
Okay. Air inlet is we have to provide, outlet we don't have to provide. We will actually, after making the die, you can, I think in the video also you have put it, you can see that they have put it some injection, okay, and they have made some wiring. They have put it, and through some wiring we can apply the pressure, okay. Such type of arrangement we have to do.
Sir, if we provide the air inlet, then it will expand or enlarge. So when we cut off the air supply, so what will happen to the
Okay.
air?
Actually, we have to connect that valve also. Okay, for a pressure releasing valve. Okay, so when you will apply the pressure inlet, then you put, and after certain time you have to remove. Okay, so that will actually control through the pressure actually controller, or you can say that valve you have to provide. Okay, pressure release valve. So through which you can get the actuation. Apply pressure, remove it, apply, remove in a cyclic sense. Okay.
Okay.
So actually, these type of actuator requires whenever we actually in egg industry, we have to put some eggs in put and pick and place. Okay, in that sense, you cannot utilize the hard material based robot, because whenever you make the gripper using hard material, so egg will damage. Okay, so in that case, because see, nature have made our fingers already very soft, because in that case we can actually pick egg, tomato, like very, sensitive, surfaces we can apply, very simple, soft sense. Okay, in that case, you can design these type of actuator. Okay, so I think this video is ended. So we have, I think, 5 to 7 minutes. Or let's see, cover it. Then we will, yeah. Okay, so I think it is ended. Okay, so fine. We are having 5 minutes, so I'm inviting you all for the question. Okay, whatever the doubt you are having, you can ask me. And in the next section, we will have some modeling, how to model the soft material. So in that session, let me clear you that we will not actually, due to time constraint, we will have only the uh, mechanical actuation modeling. We will have a look. We will not we don't actually, we don't have so much time to cover the electrical actuation as well as the mechanical. Okay, so we will have understanding about the mechanical loading into the soft material. So we will try to understand what is the mechanics behind this involved. Okay, and okay, so anybody is having any doubt, you can ask me right now up to what we have covered.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Thank you for this informative presentation. And I have that query that there are many soft actuators I have already been developed, like finger type soft actuator and other actuators. But what
Okay.
are the future perspectives? What kind of research one can perform in this area? There are already so many actuators there.
So let me tell you, currently whatever we are designing or we are developing very small sense, small actuator, very simple type of configuration we are designing. But because why we are designing a very simple type of configuration? Because till now, at the same time, we have to understand the model. We have to understand the modeling aspect as well. Okay, so till now the modeling aspect is not developed so much. Okay, so I think very few people are involved in case of modeling, modeling and designing of these type of actuators. So designing, in fabrication part, you can easily fabricate whatever the type of thought you can have in your mind, you can made it. But what is the physics behind it? But how the model will work for the design configuration, that is very difficult to make the to find for that case. So if we are talking about the future, of course, it is, you can say that it is a very initial trial we have started. It is having a lot of future, as we have seen that already NASA has announced that in space application we have to replace all the hard material based robots. They are actually already started to develop soft material based actuator and robots, because so many applications we are having, and so much advantages we are having compared to the conventional robots. So of course, till now even I also don't know how much type of configuration we can design. Okay, so there is a lots of possibility. Anybody can think that another novel configuration, you can use that, use the smart material, you can develop that novel configuration. And also I'm really requesting you all, after developing that configuration, you have to put your thought how the calculation will actually going on analytically. Even whatever I'm doing the research, whatever the configuration I'm making, I'm doing the manual, analytical calculation, how it will actually get deformed. What is the, automatically I'm, validating whatever the analytical modeling I'm doing, the experimental configuration, but how much amount of configuration it will give you when you will apply some amount of pressure, when you will apply some amount of voltages. Okay, so at the same level, you have to understand the physics as well. See, if you are not understanding the physics, or if you are not understanding the modeling aspect of the configuration, so little bit we will lack. Okay, we can make a big type of design, but if we are not able to model it, then ultimately we cannot actually get, we will not say that we have won the match. Yes. So of course, I think lots of possibility we are having in this actually.
Okay, sir. So as I understood that if somebody wants to start research in this area, first we have to look on the modeling,
Yes,
because
yes.
experimentally it's easier to develop such kind of actuators.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We have to understand the mechanics as well. So in this next section, I think I'm trying my best. I will try my best to understand, to explain the fundamentals about the mechanics behind these type of soft actuator, how the soft material will behave. Till now metal mechanics we have developed so much. What will happen if we apply load, what so many things we have already understood in case of metal. But till now, you can say that if we are talking about the soft material mechanics, we are in the very initial stage. Till now we have only Hooke's law. Everybody knows that, which we have already learned in case of I think 10th or 12th class. After that, nobody knows what will happen. Suppose we have applied force into the soft material, how much deformation it will take place. So
Okay, sir. So
in
you are talking
practical
about
sense,
mechanics of material.
yes. I
And
think
sir,
my
what about
topic,
kinematics and dynamics?
yes, kinematics, dynamics. Okay, so that we have to think also in the parallel sense. If we are not thinking in that sense, so the designing, just like mechanic and engineer difference we are having, so that will take care, and we have to take care. Okay,
Okay.
so we will become as a mechanic, but we have to make ourselves as an engineer and as a scientist. We have to model it also the parallel sense.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak sir. It
Sir,
was
one more.
really, yeah, it was really informative and very interesting session. And
Thank you. Thank
uh,
you.
so, sir, let's have a break of 30 minutes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sure, sir.
and then we will begin again at 11:30.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dear
so
participants, okay, see you again in 30 minutes.
yeah, we will meet at 11:30. Sorry,
11:30. Yeah,
okay.
at the same link here.
Fine, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much to all. Okay, I hope so. Everybody is enjoying this session. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.